Hello class, my name is Paul Cameron and I have the opportunity to share with you guys social networking. Social networking has transformed the way that we communicate with one another and also how we connect with one another. To dive into the presentation, I would like to start off with defining exactly what social networking is. According to our definition, social networking is the use dedicated website and applications to interact with other users or to find people with similar interests. Some of the top social networking sites that we see today would be Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter, or one of my new favorite, Vine. Now, because there's thousands of sites that could claim to be a social networking site, Boyd and Ellison has pointed out three criteria that a social networking site needs to follow. The first being construct a public or semi-public profile within a bounded system. What that means is when you go on Facebook and you generate a profile based upon some personal information about yourself, that has been constructed through the site itself and that is able to be viewed by any users who have also profiles on that site. The next criteria is articulate a list of other users with whom they share a connection with. This simply could just be liking a page. This could simply just going through the search engine that is on the website and just begin typing in your friend or family member's name, and from there you're able to gain access to their profile. Lastly, there'd be view and traverse their list of connections and those made by others within the system. One great example of this is on Facebook when occasionally on the side it says people that you may know. These are friends or connections that your friends have been able to make, and from there it's just giving you a suggested list of people that you may have came in contact with once or twice that you could add within your circle or list of friends. So why should we study social networking? Obviously, users of the internet spend about 20% of their time on the internet on a social networking site. This is one of the number one, or this is the most visited website that you'll see with internet users. In addition, social networking apps are the third most downloaded applications among smartphone users. Obviously, having social networking at your fingertips, users are definitely going to continue to download these apps. That way they're able to stay communicate or update their status on the go. Another great statistic is 4 out of 5 active internet users visit social networking sites on a daily basis, meaning that 80% of the class, if we were to survey, has updated, made a connection, or viewed a friend's profile within the last 24 hours. Ironically enough, being a part of this class, I can guarantee you that each of us has utilized a social networking site, that being YouTube. Lastly, Facebook averages over 140 million unique visitors every month. As we see Facebook continue to grow and making its profile or its use user friendly, we'll see not only our parents on there, but for some of us, her grandparents even utilizing social media. So let's take a look at the background or the history of how social media got started. The first social networking site, or at least the foundation in which we see signs of a social networking site coming to fruition, would be through CompServe, which was started by Jeff Wilkins in 1969. He built the concept of social networking through the idea of time sharing. Time sharing simply is where one central computer allowed several different companies to share access in order to remotely use it for general computing purposes. As home computers became a little bit more popular in 1979, Wilkins was able to design an application that would connect home users or home computers to the centralized CompServe computer systems. This enabled storage and also person-to-person communication. Building off that, 6 Degrees was another website that popped up in the mid 1990s. It's considered the first identifiable social networking site. The concept behind 6 degrees is that no two persons should be separated by more than 6 degrees of separation. Here, pretty much users just built, a basic profile and just allow them to remain in constant communication with close friends or to make new friends absolutely free. Although the site shut down in 2001, it did lay the foundation for other social networking sites to come, or the ones that we see here today. Bridging off, we'll see that the next wave of social networking brought some fierce competition. The first one being Friendster. Friendster allowed users to create a personal profile based upon personal information. The only way that users were able to connect with one another is unless you knew the user's last name or email address. The purpose behind this is that they wanted to make sure that close friends and family members remain connected, and it wasn't so much a popularity contest as we see with a lot of the social networking sites today. Its competitor, MySpace, which was pretty strong in the early 2000s, provided a lot of the same features as Friendster, but what really took them over the edge is that they allowed more creativity with the user profile. Users were able to customize the background, add music players, so there was music playing when people would access. Ultimately, it was a ton of freedom, and the whole experience, um, the multimedia experience that it provided consumers, allowed it to win the battle over Friendster, and ultimately became the bridge to some of the future social networking sites that we see here today. Now, a lot of today's successful social networking sites ultimately have been creative in the way they generated a social experience for users. Ultimately, users cannot resist a lot of these. Some of my personal favorites: Twitter, in which you're able to create and share ideas and information instantaneously without any barriers. Also, Vine, being able to create and share looping videos, have become some of the more popular social networking sites that we see here today. In addition to that, tech giants has also decided to throw their hat within the social networking realm, as we see Google adding or offering Google Plus, in which pretty much its main purpose is being able to allow users to connect on the web more like they would connect in the real world, ultimately building circles. Some of the recent developments that we find within the social networking realm is some of the financial impacts that it has had. Facebook, of course, went IPO in 2002 and was believed to be valued at over $100 billion as soon as it would go public. This was definitely more than what Google was valued at when they first went public in 2004. Another hit was, or another financial impact was looking at MySpace. News Corp bought MySpace at around $580 million. However, because MySpace wasn't popular, it sold it for about $35 million to Specific Media and Justin Timberlake. Some other social network valuations, we see LinkedIn coming in around $9 billion, Skype at $8.5 billion, and then Twitter at $7.7 billion. Some additional developments, we'll find that many social networking sites, just like Facebook, have used a form of application programming interface, or API, and in which they're able to allow users to simultaneously use their profiles to sign in on a lot of third-party websites. For example, Facebook has Facebook Connect. Some other bridging or ways in which the API has been used: it allows numerous apps like Seismic Ping and Social Blast to give users the opportunity to just simply update their status for more than one social networking site through their application. Social networking integration has also found its way to multiple media platforms. Of course, many of us would utilize mobile phones, tablets, handheld gaming devices, or even our consoles to be able to update, access our profile, or even build connections with. Ultimately, this concept has allowed social media to be now taken on the go. So what are some negatives or some downsides to social networking sites? One of the main obvious is the increase of cyberbullying. There's been many reports, many news that we've seen in recent years in which students have been threatened, have been bullied over a social media site. This Because of this growing increase, there has or been put some legislation. Social media sites have also taken a stance in just adding more security or privacy on the user profiles. That way they can limit the amount of cyberbullying that's going out there. This will continue to be an issue until many users decide to man up in a way and being able to take responsibility for their actions and to definitely stand against cyberbullying. Another downside, of course, would be the third party's access to our information. With APIs like the Facebook Connect and things of that nature, signing in with your profile has given a lot of these sites free liberty to access your information and being able to share it with any other parties that might be involved or that they're partnered with. So, what is the current status of social networking here today? Obviously, back in 2011, about 65% of American adults had social media profiles. This number, of course, has trended upwards as more and more users have become to utilize the internet. And the reason for that is, as we see, 85% of internet users between the age of 18 and 29 have at least one or more social media profiles, and the seniors have decided to throw their hat in with around 33%. Social networks and blogs are the most visited site. As we looked at earlier, 22% of all internet users spend their time on one of these forums or platforms. Social media has also provided businesses with a lot of opportunity to do what I call free marketing. A lot of the marketing here done is used for advertising purposes by these businesses. About 53% of adult social networking users follow a specific brand on their social networking profile. This means, for example, because I like the NBA, Facebook, I might go ahead and like their page, and what they'll do is they'll update me on player news. They might even run promotions or discounts to my local or favorite teams. In addition, global advertising revenues from social networking sites have reached more than $5.4 billion. Because of this, you know, businesses are spending about 8% of their marketing budget towards social networking, but I do see this going to be an upward trend because of the effectiveness and efficiency that social networking sites have provided businesses in terms of their marketing and being able to reach their target demographic a little bit more easier. So some factors to watch. Obviously, Facebook has Facebook Connect, but we will continue to see more third-party integrations. Recently, there has been a surge of a lot of games being added to Facebook, and this will continue to be a popular trend, not only on with Facebook, but with some of the other social networking sites. There will be more growing sites like Pinterest that gives users the free reign to be able to post anything they want, whether that's recipes, projects that other users can access. Lastly, US or North America has decided to put into action more legislation against cyberbullying and hoping to cut the rate in which users are being bullied down tremendously. As a result, moving into my question, as we can see, social networking is a growing phenomenon that will continue to impact the way that we communicate or we build relationships with one another. Now, we did look at a few downsides, that being cyberbullying and also security or protection of our information. But I do want to pose a question. Do you guys feel that there are other potential concerns that come with utilizing social networking sites? That is all. I can't wait to hear or see your replies or your discussion to this question. But for the most part, it's been a liberty to be able to share my insight on social networking with you guys, and I do hope you guys finish the rest of the semester out strong. Thank you.